You want to do your very first multifamily, your first apartment deal, but you don't know where to start, right? You're all excited, you know all the benefits that come along with investing in multifamily real estate, but you're a little bit lost, right? You're starting at ground zero and you got to go all the way to your first deal, but you don't know what to do. Well, that's exactly what we're talking about in this video. We're going to be following what I call the SPY method. So make sure you hit the subscribe button right now so you don't miss more videos about building wealth through multifamily real estate. I'm Seth Ferguson. Let's get right into it and talk about buying your very first apartment deal. And we are going to be following the SPY method, SPI. We keep things nice and simple. It's the 3 steps that you need to follow. Now, the very first step you have to follow, the very first component of the SPY method is shift. And quite honestly, this is the most important step of the 3, and this is something I missed out when I first started investing in real estate, and no joke, it cost me a decade. I call it the lost decade, and millions and millions and millions of dollars in lost opportunities. This is crucial. And with shift, there are 3 things we have to look at. So number 1 is mindset, and then we have awareness, and then we have opportunity. With mindset, we have to talk about the most important thing that has nothing to do about real estate, but has everything to do with real estate. It's how you actually think about capital, real estate, and your investment goals, where you're going. We call it the decade vision exercise. All of that stuff is done. And then we have to look at your awareness. So it's kind of like, remember when you bought your last car, right? You're driving down the road and all of a sudden everybody seems to have bought the car that you just got. I've experienced it with every car I've ever got, right? You're driving down the road and whatever make it is, then you just see them everywhere. You have to raise your awareness about what's actually going on in the real estate world, how things are actually done, what's the iron curtain that's around the best real estate investments out there, the government legislation, how you can get yourself to the other side of the fence. All of that, super, super important. And then you need to recognize the opportunity, how you actually make money, how you manufacture value in multifamily real estate, how you can do that successfully. That's the shift phase, because we're shifting your mindset from coming in, maybe you were a single family home investor, maybe you were doing some other type of real estate, maybe you have no real estate experience at all. We have to shift your mindset into that of a professional real estate investor. Once we've shifted your mindset, then we have to prime you. So we're getting you ready to actually invest in the deal. But it's kind of like, everybody uses the house analogy. Let's use an apartment analogy because it's a multifamily channel. We actually have to build you a solid foundation, because if you try going out and chasing your very first deal without doing all of this stuff, it's not going to get you anywhere and you're just going to spin your wheels. And with prime, we have to focus on team, analysis, and then structure. With team, we are building your success team, the people who are going to work with you to make sure you get your first deal done. We actually walk you through the whole process, the interview process, who you need on the team, the questions you ask, how to go about doing it. There's a whole funnel that you follow to build your success team. And then you have to figure out how to analyze. So we call it underwriting, modeling. How do you actually look at a deal? What's the capital stack? How can you deploy leverage in a safe manner? How can you use all the tools in your real estate toolbox? What's a hurdle? We have to figure out how to analyze the deal so you know what separates a bad deal from a good deal and a good deal from a great deal. That's a really fun section right there. And then we have to structure your investment. So are you going to syndicate the deal? Are you going to launch a fund? Are you going to use a joint venture? Are you going to buy it yourself? Are you going to be active or passive? This is all covered in the structure phase of the SPY method. And then we have the I, which of course stands for invest. This is the fun part. This is where all the hard work and shift and prime pay off huge. And there are 3 components here. First one is deal flow. Then we have growth, and then preservation. And of course, it's the end of the video, so my handwriting has really deteriorated. Actually, I didn't really start from a good place anyway. So deal flow, how do you actually find the deals? Who do you talk to? What does your deal flow funnel look like? How many deals do you have to look like to get one good one? What's the process? How do you actually walk them through the whole process so you know which one to acquire? That's deal flow. And then we have growth. How can you grow your portfolio? How can you expand after your very first one? How do you grow it to your second, third, fifth, 10th, 15th, 20th property? Then we have preservation. How can you keep what you've built safe? How can you pass it on to the next generation if you choose to? All of these come into play. And that is the SPY method. When we break it down, it might seem daunting to say, I want to buy an apartment building. This is my first multifamily deal. You know, all this stuff is like looking up at Mount Everest, never having climbed a mountain. But if you break it down into stages, shift, prime, invest. And in each stage, you have very specific tasks that you have to complete, and each one is going to move you closer and closer to your goal where the rubber meets the road and you actually get your first deal done. And that is exactly what we cover in my program called Discover Multifamily. So if you are a multifamily investor who wants to do your very first apartment deal and you're at stage 0 where you haven't even started, you're back over here and you haven't gone through this process, I want to talk with you. So go right now to callseth.com. We'll set up a call. We'll go over your real estate goals, what you want to accomplish, and see if I can help you using the SPY method and the Discover Multifamily program. So callseth.com and we'll set up a call. And if you like this video, if you found it useful, hit the like button, leave a comment, let me know what you think. Really helps out the channel. And until next time, happy investing.